It is the end of January, so some of you guys are still going strong with your New Year's resolutions, and some of you guys might have fell off. For those who fell off, don't you worry about it. You cannot break habits in a month. So let's get right back up onto it. Let's keep going. So I'm gonna give you guys some help. In this video today, guys, we're gonna go over some very easy ways on how you can add calories to build muscle or decrease calories to lose fat. So let's get right into it. Now, number one, I need you guys to be completely and utterly honest with yourselves to make sure this actually works. So here's what we're gonna do. We need to find out what your maintenance is. What is your maintenance? Maintenance is basically the amount of exercise you're doing, non-exercise, exercise, and the amount of calories that you're doing, calories in, calories out, right? Those things together will give us maintenance. So if you weigh a certain amount and your weight, say, fluctuates 5 pounds and it hasn't really gone above or below those 5 pounds in, say, like a month, what you've been eating and what you've been doing gives you your maintenance, right? The amount of calories that you're eating, the food that you're eating is giving you maintenance. That's what's going to give us our maintenance for our caloric intake. Now, how do we do this? So for those of you who do not know, we're not going to worry about going to calorie calculators or anything like that. We're going to do it ourselves. What we're going to do is this. I want you to, if you haven't yet, track your weight for the next week and get the average. So like basically track your weight for the next week. And at the end of that week, basically take out the highs and lows until you get to the middle weight. That is your maintenance. That will be your actual weight, not the day you were on Monday or the Tuesday, because things are going to fluctuate. Like I said, your weight will probably fluctuate 5 pounds. It does for everybody. So we're going to track our weight and get how much you actually are. Now, for most of you guys out there, you might know right now that your weight hasn't budged for, like, let's say a month. Some of you guys have probably, dieted down and now you can't get any lower and you want to go back up, but you're scared to, or you just don't know. So that's how we're going to figure it out. Now, how are we going to find out how many calories you're actually eating? Well, here's where we're going to get like a calorie app or something like that. You get MyFitnessPal. Get like an app that actually is reliable. It has a great, database and verified food. So when you put something in there, it's going to give you the proper amount of calories. And that's one thing you have to really worry about. And that's one thing you have to really pay attention to when it comes to some of these calorie counting apps. Now, MyFitnessPal, I'm not sponsored by them, but just use it. I use it, you use it. So what we're going to do is, and this is where we're going to be honest. You're not going to change how you've been eating at all. You're going to eat exactly how you've been eating. And that's the way we're going to find out if what you've been eating is going to create what your maintenance is. So you're going to track exactly how you have been eating. Do not change anything because now you're tracking things and now the word's out. We're going to see how much you've actually been eating or not eating. This is how we're going to make this actually work. So for let's say 3 days to a week, you can just track the food you've been eating. At the end of that week, you're going to take the amount of calories that you're eating, and then you're going to go to the amount of weight that you have that has been moved. And the food you've been eating has been creating that maintenance, that caloric maintenance. The food you've been eating has been giving you the weight that you are with the exercise you're either doing or not doing, right? So let's make it super simple. Let's just say you've been tracking your calories for a week and you've been eating, 3,000 calories and your weight hasn't budged and you're 200 pounds. Your weight's been, 195 to 200 pounds, right? There you have it. 3,000 is your maintenance. In retrospect, we're just saying that, okay? Now that we have your maintenance and you want to lose fat, what we're gonna do is we're gonna subtract a few calories. Now, we're not gonna dice off 500 calories right away because, again, if you want to lose a pound of fat, understand this, that to add a pound of fat, 3,500 calories. To burn a pound of fat, you gotta burn 3,500 calories. So what we're gonna do is we're not gonna just shove you in a 500 calorie deficit every single day, because if you did that, obviously you'll lose a pound of fat a week. 100% you will. Yes, that is a fast way to do it. Dice off 500 calories right away from your food and you will lose a pound of fat a week. But we don't want that. We want you to be able to adjust this in the right way, and we don't want you crash dieting. That's what we want to do. Now, if you want to crash diet, find your maintenance, dice out 500 calories minimum. That's about a pound of fat a week. And then you can say add in some cardio, like 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and you'll do around like 2 pounds of fat a week. Now, that is kind of crash dieting, but we don't want to do that. We want to just have you guys get into a good routine. You'll make small behavioral changes that will basically look like around 250-ish calories. That's it. 250 calories. That's a couple tablespoons of peanut butter. That's a chocolate bar. That's a bag of chips. That's almost 2 slices of bread. That equates to a bunch of easy things in your life that you can easily take out one at a time instead of just saying, let's dice out 500 calories and have you hungry it away and then you're failing at the end of the week. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna take out 250 calories from your food. That's it. Now, if you're not doing much exercise in terms of like, cardio, you're gonna just do around like 10, 15 minutes of cardio. Why I'm leaving it there is it gives us some wiggle room that when you start to lose that fat and the fat is going down at a good moderate rate, and then you're like, oh, I hit a plateau. Then we say, hey, guess what? We're not gonna just dice out more calories because you need energy to lose fat. You need energy to do everything. Anything that you are doing in your life needs energy. So we don't want to take away the fuel that you're going to need to try to burn fat or to do more exercise. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the place that has a lot of more room to improve. So if you're doing say like 10 minutes of cardio or 50 minutes of cardio, you're now going to do like 20 minutes of cardio 3 days a week. And that's it. Start there. And then again, you're going to do this thing on a week to week basis. You're going to see your body weight go down. You're going to go on the scale. You're going to look in the mirror because we don't just want to look in the scale. We're going to look on the scale and the mirror. We want to see changes, certain changes you want to see. Okay, obviously weight's going down. Good. Now, oh, wait a minute. My shirt is starting to get really loose here, but tighten the arms. Great. My pants, they're getting looser in the belt and they're getting tighter in the quads. Great. Those are things those little tools we can use for some like self-evaluation instead of just using the scale. Because if you just look at a scale, you're going to drive yourself nuts. Okay. So that's all you're going to do. Anyway, guys, if you are in a calorie deficit or a surplus, I highly recommend you guys grab yourself Blue Star Nutraceuticals Createch. It is good for obviously building muscle and it's good for your brain too. So guys, get yours right now. Use my code Johnny10 for 10% off right now. Back to the show. We're going to play this little game every week that you're just going to go and basically check yourself in the mirror, check the scale. You're going to see if things are still going the right direction. They are. Cool. Awesome. We'll stay there. And we're not going to do anything until that stalls. Once it stalls, then we have more room. Guess what? We're only doing 20 minutes of cardio 3 days a week and we're dicing out 250 calories and that's it. Well, guess what? Now we're going to add one more day of cardio, or you can just add, extra minutes of cardio on those days, or you can increase the intensity in that allotted time that you have. There are more than one way of burning calories than just adding more time. You can always increase the intensity, increase the frequency in terms of how many days you do it. And then again, you can increase like intensity, obviously means like inclining as well too, or speed. Or then like at the end, then we can add more days or add more minutes. But don't just think you have to add a bunch of minutes and then dice off a bunch of calories. All we want to do is starting off slow, take off 250 calories of food, of your nutrition, and then increase your overall cardio. Remember, we're starting at maybe 10, 15 minutes 3 times a week, and that gives you wiggle room. And they'll continue to do that until you get to your desired look. And we're going to stop there. Then when we get there, we're going to adjust things. We might pull back on the cardio a little bit. We might start adding the calories back in a little bit. Not a lot, but just enough that gives you a little bit more advantage to building a little bit more muscle. Now, let's get into the muscle part. Those of you guys who've dieted yourself down, you've already dieted yourself down. You're at a weight now. The weight's not going anywhere. You have the desired look you're looking for. You're seeing some definition. You might be seeing some abs. I don't know, whatever. You're there. And now you're like, hey, I want to add some muscle, some more muscle. I want to put on some more weight muscle-wise. This is what we're going to do. We're going to add about 200 calories, 250 calories, and that's it. You're going to keep your cardio the way it is. You're doing, say, like 3 times a week. You're doing cardio, maybe 30 minutes a day, 3 times a week. And now we're just going to increase your calories by like 250 calories. That is basically half a pound of fat a week if you're looking at it. So to avoid adding excessive amounts of fat, we don't want to add a bunch of calories at the start. Because if we add 500 calories of nutrition, of food right away, we add those 500 calories, guess what? That's a pound of fat a week. That's going to be added on 100%. You have to understand this. The rate of building muscle isn't anywhere near as fast as you can put on fat. And that's why there's a lot more people that are fat than there are muscular. So we want to add these things slowly. So say for the first 3 weeks, you're seeing not much of a change, but you're getting a little stronger in the gym. You have a lot more energy, a little more pep in your step. You find out the cardio is getting a little easier. You got a little more strength in your stride, and your conditioning's not moving anywhere. Cool. Let's add 100 calories. And that's it. And we'll do that again. And we go back to the mirror. We look in the mirror. We look on the scale. We check our clothes. And we find that, hey, we're not getting any fatter, but we're getting stronger. We can see the muscles getting bigger. We stay at where it is. And we don't do anything at all. We continue to ride that out and exhaust that resource until we have to make another change. And that's all we're going to do. Now, when it comes to the macronutrient breakdown, and I'll give this guys for everybody, those who are trying to lose fat or gain muscle, think about this. 1 to 1 gram of protein easily for body weight, and then half your body weight in fat and fill the rest out in carbs. Yes, I know you guys are like, oh my God, fats. It's important that we get our protein, our fat in our body so we can keep our hormones where they need to be and we can build muscle. I get it. A lot of you guys want to, nutrition and biohack and find all these really great, delicious recipes that are more protein and carb, dominant more than fats, but we need to have a good balance of macronutrients in our diet because that's going to keep our body running smoothly and correctly. If we take out one part of our nutrition, then we have to get our body to compensate for that part that you took out. And we don't want that. We just want your body to do anything and everything it can to run as smoothly as possible. Remember, your body's going to run exactly how it's going to run. Its only job is to say yes and survive. And it can only do what you consciously do to it. You want to feed it garbage, your body's going to do whatever it can and make sure that it can survive the next day with the garbage you're putting in it. But guess what? You're not going to get the best results doing that. So we want to make sure that when we are in a deficit or in a surplus, that we make sure that we eat enough protein and fat and then fill the rest with carbs, right? Protein, muscles, skin, hair, collagen, your brain, all those good things, fat, hormones. I'm just going to keep it at hormones. Just say fat and hormones. And then your carbs, you look at like energy. Like, they're all forms of energy, but like think of your carbs as more of that. I need fuel now to move and I need to move fast or quick or long or whatever it is. Just making it very simple for you guys to understand in layman terms. But to say it again, super simple, super easy. When it comes to body weight, 1 to 1 grams of protein per body weight. So I weigh 220 pounds. I'm gonna eat 220 grams of protein. And for fats, have 220 is 110. So I'm gonna have 110 grams of fat and I'm gonna fill the rest with carbs. That's how I do it, and that's how I coach a majority of my athletes. And trust me, it's not about restricting yourself too. So if you're doing things the way you should be doing things, you can play a little bit of that calorie game and have some food that you want on the weekend. My suggestion is stop calling it cheat meals. Just own up to what you want to do, eat it, understand how to do it, what to do, and then put the fork down when you're done. And that's it. Anyway, guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed that video on how to add calories if you want to put on muscle or decrease calories if you want to lose fat. And if you guys give it a try and you got more questions, guys, let me know in the comment section below. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. And if you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Become able to tell like it is, transparent, vulnerable truth. And for coaching, johnnyshoe.com. If you want to know more about my coaching, guys, book yourself a 15 to 30 minute consult. At the end of the consult, I deduct it off any package that you pick. Anyway, guys, make sure you hit the description below for those discount codes and promo codes to help save life or change life for the better, like bluestarnutraceuticals.com. And guys, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. Send me your progress pics or training pics, any video clips, and I'll repost it for you because you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron, because I've overloaded your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.